This is the 1.6, 1.7 practice worksheet guided with Mr. V. I'm going to be doing the odds. All right, so for the first one here, when we see two proportions or two fractions equal to each other, we cross multiply. So I'll do the x times 6, and that gives me 6x. And that's going to set that equal to 10 times 2, which is 20. So I'm going to divide each side by 6. And that's going to give me 3.33. For number 3, I'm going to do 10 times x. That's going to give me 10x. And then I'm going to do 4 times 2, which is going to give me 8. Now you could do this as a decimal, or you could just do it as a fraction. But if you do it as a fraction, make sure you simplify. So I know that 8/10 can be reduced. If I divide it by each one by 2, that's going to be 4/5. And then if I want to go a step further, if I do 4 divided by 5, I get 0.8. All right, I'm going to do 3.1 times k, which is 3.1k. Set that equal to 7.5 times 5.9. That's going to be 44.25. Then I'm going to divide each side by 3.1. So that'll cancel that out on the left-hand side. And when I do that, I get 14.3. So check my answers, 3.33, 0.8, and 14.3. 3.33, that one's good, that one's good. And 14.27 or 14.3, so that's good. All right, let's keep moving. Same thing here. 6.3 times x is 6.3x. Set that equal to 3.68 times 9.6. That'd be 35.328. I'm going to divide each side by 6.3. So that's going to cross out. And then divide that by 6.3 and you'll get 5.6. All right, so this is the first one where we see there's two, I don't want to say variables, but there's a variable and a number here. So, well, you'll see that by the addition or subtraction sign. But there's two things here. So when I cross multiply this will be 7, and then parentheses x plus 8 is equal to 10 times 3, which is 30. And then I got to distribute this to both sides. So that'd be 7x plus 56 is equal to 30. I'm going to do 30 minus 56, and I'll get negative 26. So 7x will equal negative 26. Divide that by 7, and I'll get x is equal to negative 3.7. Same thing here, put a parentheses around it. So I'll get 5, parentheses p plus 5, is equal to 8 times 10, which is 80. So then I'll distribute this. So that'd be 5p plus 25 is equal to 80. A minus 25 on each side. So then I'll get 5p is equal to 80 minus 25. And that will be 55. Divide that by 5 on each side. And I'll get p is equal to 11. So 5.6, negative 3.7, and 11. So 5.6, that's good. Negative 3.7, that's good. And 11 is 11. All right, moving along. Same thing here. Parentheses here, parentheses there. So then I'm just going to multiply this, and it's going to be 4, parentheses x plus 4 is going to be equal to 10x. Now, What I need to do is distribute this. So I'll get 4x plus 16 is equal to 10x. Now I want to get the x's by itself, and I have only an x on this side. So I'm going to subtract 4x. Subtract 4x. And that's going to cancel these out. And so what I'm going to have left with is 16 is equal to 6x. Then I'm going to divide each side by 6 because I want to get the x alone. And then I'll cross off the 6's here. So then you'll have 16 divided by x, or I'm sorry, divided by 6 is 2.666. So 2.6 repeating is equal to x. And you can leave it like that, or you can rewrite it as x is equal to 2.6 repeating. All right, parentheses here. So I'm going to do this right here. So it'll be 9 parentheses x minus 9 is equal to 3x. So I'm going to distribute this. So 9x minus 81 is equal to 3x. I want to get the x's just to one side, so I'm going to minus 9x. Minus 9x. And I'll get negative 81 is equal to negative 6x. So I do 81, or negative 81, divided by negative 6, and I get 13.5. And remember, that's going to be a positive because a negative divided by negative is a positive. Again, you can leave it like that, or you can write x is equal to 13.5. All right, this one has 2 parentheses, but it's the same thing. So I'm going to start off with 7x minus 5 is equal to 9 parentheses x minus 9. And I'm going to distribute both of these. So 7x minus 35 is going to be equal to 9x minus 81. I'm going to get the x's to one side. Normally you guys like to put them to the left-hand side, so I'll minus 9x on each side. Cross that off, and that'll be negative 2x minus 35 is equal to negative 81. I'm going to add 35 to each side. So negative 81 plus 35 is going to be negative 46, so negative 2x is going to be equal to negative 46. I'm going to divide that by a negative 2, and it's going to be x is equal to 23. So I have 2.6 repeating, 13.5, and 23. So 2.67, same thing as 2.6 repeating, so that's good. 13.5 is good, and then 23. All right, keep rolling. I have 2 parentheses, so I'm going to cross multiply, leaving the parentheses out there. 8 minus 9 is equal to 7, 8 plus 2. I'm going to distribute first. 9a minus 81 is equal to 7a plus 14. I'm going to minus the 7a to cross that out. So that would be 2a minus 81 is going to be equal to 14. Then I'm going to add 81 to each side. So 14 plus 81 is 95. So 2a is equal to 95. I divide that by 2, and a is going to be 47.5. All right, let's check this one. 47.5 is good. And now we move on to inequalities. So remember, that's where you're going to see positive, or less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. But we solve this just like we would any other algebraic equation. So in this one, I see first thing you want to do is combine like terms. So negative 2x plus 2x is equal to 0, and then that's less than or equal to 0. Now you have to ask yourself, is that true? Is 0 less than or equal to 0? So it is equal, 0 is equal to 0, so we'd put all real numbers. All right, 23. We'd have negative 3a plus a 7a, so that's going to give me positive 4a is greater than or equal to 16. Divide each side by 4, and a is greater than or equal to 16. So we have all real numbers, and then, sorry, not 16, it should be 4. Did I say 16? Let me check. Yeah, that's wrong, sorry. 4a, or sorry, a is greater than or equal to 4. All right, last page here. 25, I could see first that I can combine like terms, so I'm going to have a negative 5 plus 4m is going to be less than, and then we have 8m minus 5m, so that's going to give me 3m. Since I have 2 spots on the left and only 1 spot on the right, I'm going to make sure I get my m's to the right side, so that I'm going to have to do minus 4m on each side. So it'll be negative 5 is less than negative 1m. If you want to, you can rewrite this as negative 1m is greater than negative 5. It's up to you. But I know that I want to get m alone, so I have to divide it by negative 1, divided by negative 1. Now when I divide it by negative 1, a negative number, the sign flips. So negative 5 divided by negative 1 is going to be equal to 5. The sign flips, and I have an m. So you can rewrite that as m is less than 5. 27, we can't combine any like terms, so we just go right into solving it. So I want to bring the 5 over, so minus 5 on each side, and I'm going to bring the 4v, so it's going to be negative 4v. Add negative 4v to each side. So when I do that, I get 1v is going to be equal to negative 8. Sorry, not equal to. Greater than or equal to. So when I just have 1v is greater than or equal to negative 8, that's just like saying v is greater than or equal to negative 8. That one was pretty easy. Just double check my work here. And that looks good. All right, 29. I have to distribute first. So I'm going to keep the left side as is. And that's going to be negative. On the right-hand side, it's going to be negative 3x. Then I have a negative 3 times a negative 6, which is a positive 18. So now what I have to do is I'm going to add 3x to each side. And then I'm going to minus 18 to each side. So that's going to cancel this out. That's going to cancel this out. And so what I'm left with on the left-hand side is 0. And that's going to cancel this out and this as well. So is 0 less than 0? No, it is not. So that would be no solution. Now, if it had the equal to sign, that'd be different, but it doesn't. So 0 is not less than 0. All right, this next one I'm going to distribute first. So I have 31 minus 8n is less than or equal to negative 7n minus, so that'd be 4 times 1 is 4, and then plus negative 4 times 2n is going to be negative 8n. So then I got to combine like terms. So on the right-hand side, I know I can combine these. So if I rewrite it, it'll be 31 minus 8n is less than or equal to. So negative 7 plus a negative 8 is going to be negative 15n minus 4. And then from there, I can solve just for the n's. So I'm going to add 15n to each side. then I'll cross this out, and then I'm going to minus 31, and I'll cross this out, and what I'm left with, negative 8 plus 5n, negative 8n plus 5n is positive 7n. It's going to be less than or equal to, and then negative 4 plus a negative 31, or negative 4 minus 31, same thing. It's going to be negative 35. I'm dividing by 7, so that's a positive number, so the sign does not switch. So n is less than or equal to negative 5. All right, and this last one, I'm running out of room, but I'll try my best. So I'm going to distribute this, so I'll get 2x minus 4x minus 4 is less than negative 2 plus a negative 4x. Again, I can combine like terms on the left-hand side. So then I will get negative 2x minus 4 is equal to negative 2x. Oh, sorry, not negative 2x, negative 2 plus negative 4x. So then what I need to do is I'm going to add 4x, and then I'm going to add 4. So that will cross the 4x off on the right side. It'll cross off the negative 4 on the left side. And what I'm left with is negative 2x plus 4x, which is 2x, is going to be equal to negative 2 plus 4, which is equal to 2. I'm sorry, I'm saying equal, but it should be less than. So then I divide each side by 2, and x is less than 1. Check my answers to see what I got right and wrong. So I'll do 5, negative 8, and no solution. So I have 5. Looks like, what did I do here? So hold on. So 5 is right, negative 8 is right, and then no solution. And then I should have negative 5 and x is less than 1. So then I'll have negative 5, and then x is less than 1. All right, that's it for the practice. Again, as always, if you have questions, you must ask. You can do that by emailing me, Mr. Cladis, or you can stop by after school or go to the math lab. All right, have a great day.